But I knew, unless I did this, nothing's going to change. Nothing is going to change unless you put your feet to the ground and say, I'm digging my heels in. I know it's going to be hard. I know I'm going to have pushback. I know it's going to be requiring me to put time into it. When all my friends are out there running around and clubbing and doing this and chasing tail and doing this and doing that and drinking and having fun on the weekends, I'm going to be in these charts studying. I'm going to be living my life differently. But they're still going to be out there trying to chase tail, broke as fuck, driving a beater fucking car, and ain't doing shit in their life. And you'll be able to pull down annual fucking salaries on a week. You can't even imagine where you're going to be. You can't even imagine it. Whatever you think is your level of success, it's not big enough. It's not big enough. You have no idea when you strip all these limitations that you put on yourself. You shackle yourself with your own mindset. You do it. This is all I can see myself doing right now. When you start making $100,000 a year, you start thinking to yourself, oh, shit, that wasn't all that hard. I thought it was really hard. Well, now I'm going to aim for $500,000. And the attempts that you do to do that, you get there in less than half the time. And you start thinking, well, shit, they say the first $1 million is the hardest one. I'm about there. Boom, in a couple of months, and then you're there. Then you look back and say, $1 million isn't all that much money. And yeah, it took some effort, but it didn't take as much effort as I thought it was going to take. And then you start making $5 million, $10 million, $15 million, $50 million. And I know I'm talking in numbers none of you can fucking comprehend, but it is what it is, folks. It's just math. It's just math. You're compounding the efforts of what you're able to do on the smallest form. In that little cookie cutter mold that I'm going to find 5 handles in the S&P to begin with. And I'm going to let it grow to I can start doing 8 and then 10. Or start with 20 in the NASDAQ and work towards 30 and 40 to 50. You only got to do them a few times a week, folks. And as your equity increases, you can afford to do more contracts. That compounds. And you keep adding it more and more and more. But the level of risk is always the same. Whatever you associate in terms of your risk, I'm not going to risk more than 1%. But I can't get rich trading with 1%. Bullshit. You can get rich trading with 0.25%. You have to submit the time. None of you want to do that part, but that's the part you have to submit to. That's the first thing I submitted to when I first started trading. If you made $500 a day, is that failure? Because I'm going to tell you it's not. If you made $100 a day, is that failure? It's not. But in your mind, you think it's not. Success. You got to make a lot of money. No, you don't. Who said that? You did. Nobody came to you and said, unless you make this much money, you aren't successful. And if anybody ever said that, that's somebody you don't listen to. Just disconnect from them. Because it's impractical, unrealistic for you to walk out there your very first time at bat, thinking that you're going to just start taking down these massive hauls, these big windfall victories, which I have no respect for those. I don't give a shit how much money you withdraw on your first time. Can you do that the following month, and the following month, and the following month, and the following month? Because chances are it's not going to happen like that. So, like I said to Patrick in my comment, I said, whenever you talk about your biggest win, you need to take that out and throw it away. Your biggest losing trade, take that out also. What are you left with? Because that's your real stats. That's your real meat on the bone in the middle. That's what matters most. Your best trade is always going to be the one that you over leveraged and you were swinging for the fences and it was a gamble. So you can't even attribute that as your skill. That was a lottery win. And the losing maximum loss day is the same thing you held for that same expectation, but it went against you. You weren't trading with your model. Your biggest maximum loss, that's not you trading responsibly. So in both extremes, you need to take those away. And I learned that from Larry Williams. So when you're looking at systems and numbers, take your best number out. But he didn't say take the worst one out. He always said take the best one out. I say both, because that's illustrating a lack of you not following your model. And what's left is the clearest depiction of you when you are engaging your model within the realm of your ability to stick within it. That's the results in the data you have to show it. If that means that your average profitability on per trade is less than $1,000, then that's what it is. That's not shameful. Because if you're consistently doing that, as your equity grows, you let money management do the heavy lifting when it's appropriate to add to it. Give yourself time. You got to let it build up. And as you grow and you put more things into operation where you're running a business and you start milking social media, and then if you put your presence online where you can monetize that as well, then you get the best tax treatment there is. You can drive all these big fancy cars and lease them and laugh at people and say, oh, it's a lease. Yeah, I'm getting paid to drive it, fucker. Enjoy riding around in your beater ass fucking pickup truck that's 15 years old. Dusty ass shit with McDonald's French fries that ain't even fucking decomposed yet. Sitting back here talking about something, you drive around in a leased car. Bitch, get out of here. My cars cost more than your fucking house. Get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. These people will try to tear you down all the time. And the more success you have, the more success that you share, more of them are going to come at you. Are you going to live your life worrying about what they're going to say about you? Fuck these people. They are losers. The fact that they're spending their time talking about you, they're fucking showing you they're losers. Nobody that has success spends any time talking about somebody else. Nobody does. Nobody has time talking about that shit. You keep your business minded by you. You mind your own business. Nobody else is going to mind it. You do it. And you stay out of everybody else's business. You keep your head in the charts. You keep building, understanding yourself, where you make mistakes. Where do you fear? What do you get anxious about? What do you get too overzealous about prematurely or overconfident? Because there's a real thing in that.